Yo, it's SmallmouthCrush. Today's episode is going to be all about the bass cave, right? Setting up your fishing room. I'm going to show you guys how I have mine set up, maybe give you some tips if you're interested in getting organized for this coming season. It's important. It's important to be organized. That's all coming up. All right, guys, let's take a look at the fishing room and how I have everything set up. We're going to go through that right now. All right, so I just recently redid, what's the word I'm looking for? Remodeled perhaps, the whole garage, as small as it is, because it's small. I don't have a lot of room to work with, so I want it to be really organized because I do spend so much of my time out here preparing my tackle, rigging my rods, just hanging out, and it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work for someone like me who doesn't deal with tools that well, but luckily for me, I timed it right. I timed it perfect because my parents were in town and I put them to work, because that's what you do when you don't know the difference between a crescent wrench and a hammer, like me. I can put fish in a boat, but I can't pound nails. And so luckily my dad was with me, both my mom and my dad, and we put this whole garage together. So I'm going to walk you through. I don't know where to start. We're going to start somewhere. Actually, we should start with the new studio. So I did a lot of my filming up in the spare bedroom. And it just got crowded. My office was up there, and I had one section was basically designated for shooting videos, and then of course I had my desk and computer and all that stuff. And so I decided to bring the studio down here into the garage, and it turned out beautifully. It really did. So let's walk you through where we're going to be filming in studio stuff in the future. Well, here it is. Yeah, I even installed some brick. It's just wallpaper, but it's cool looking nonetheless. So actually my mom did the wallpaper work. I had no idea. I went and everything that you'll see in the garage here as far as setting up my fishing room, most of the materials were bought from either Lowe's or Home Depot, and a few items online at Amazon. All right, so how this whole project started. I wanted pretty much to make everything look sharp, pop out, be organized, and I wanted to go through every little detail. And so that's what we're going to do here. I started with the garage door itself. Prior to this, and listen, I live in a townhouse, okay? So it's tight. It's tight on room. It's tight on all the gear that I have, and it's a headache. When I move to upstate New York in a couple years, we're gonna have the setup, but it's gonna be a few years before we get to that point. So in the meantime, I got to work with what I have. And a lot of you guys probably have small rooms at your house, wherever you're living, and you might want to take some of these tips into consideration of how I set mine up. So I started with the garage door. Why? Because we do have some colder winter months, and we had an uninsulated garage door. So now we got a nice insulated garage door, a kick-ass garage door opener. I know it's the little things, right? This thing even tells me like the temperature in the garage. It's crazy. Check it out. Look at that. 71 degrees, baby. Anyways, I just thought that was cool. And it's really quiet. So of course I also wanted to paint the walls. The walls were kind of white. They were beat up. I painted them about 3-4 years ago and decided to do it all over again. So I went with a light gray look on the walls and then a white ceiling. I did it all by myself. That I did before my parents came. With a brush, not a roller, because I bought a roller, but it didn't roll that well. And I used this little step ladder. It took me 4 days, just so you know. I should have taken half a day, according to my dad. It took you 4 days to get this? Yeah, it did, because it's me. So walls are painted, brand new walls. Everything's great there. The next thing I wanted to do was get some shelving. So I went to Home Depot and I bought, these are 4-foot long shelves, and anchored them up above. I even got a little deal above the garage door there where I was able to find some space, which is going to work out great. I got 2 shelves up there. You can see I got some bins with my spare props are in there. Some power poles are up there, spare power pole parts. There's a bracket mount for an Ultrex, my anchor, and there's a 360 that just got back from the repair shop waiting to go back on the boat. So that's all up there, and over here, same deal, 2 4-foot shelves as well, boat seat, more buckets, cones, I don't know what's up there, drift socks, just getting stuff out of the way. Of course, when I'm working out here now, I have a smart TV. I can watch my YouTube videos. I can learn as I rig, which is going to be pretty cool. So I got this Black Friday sale. I paid like $150 for this. This is a 32-inch Roku, which is pretty cool. TCL, great TV. I got it on a swiveling mount here, so I can move it out. If I want to face it this way, I can. Move it over here. I got the mount off of eBay for like 50 bucks. Really cool mount. So that's gonna work out great. Got a map so I know where I'm going, where I want to go. I'd love to be right about there. Instead, we're way over here in this armpit. Someday. So then I also got new cabins. So this cabinet here is like $100. I had to put it all together. It's plastic. It's not the best. They have some metal cabinets that were really nice, but I'd be looking at throwing that another $500-600 bucks if I wanted that. And you know, for my purpose, for what I'm doing, what I'm using it for, I didn't need to go too extreme. But it matched the paint job and it looks great. And in here is all just cleaning supplies, things like that. Some paint down there, you know, whatever. Rubber gloves. You get the idea, guys. Just my little cabinet full of stuff. Then over here is just where all the rods are stored. So I got all my rods along the wall here, ready to go. Then of course we have this big shelf system, which I've had before. No sense of getting a new one. Works perfect. So I actually did a video. I'm going to link it at the end of this video. So if you want to take a look at that, I think it's called like my perfect tackle storage system. So if you haven't seen that, that'll go into more detail on how I organize my tackle, my specific baits, my terminal tackle, all that stuff's in that video. So you might want to check that out. It's actually a pretty good one. So on the shelf, of course, I have all my boxes up here. Everything's labeled, right? Crankbaits, whatever you need. Lower shelf here is just kind of odds and ends. I'm still kind of organizing, but I got a lot of terminal tackle stuff, my paint, extra drop shot weights. And then in these bins, like this bin here, this will have like, there's a jack in here, there's some battery chargers, things like that I take on the road. These bins here just, they'll just store my boat covers, life jackets, items like that. This box down here is all my rod socks and whatnot. Now my previous setup, I only had one pegboard, and I needed two, because I really wanted to organize and didn't want to have all my baits just thrown on one peg and you don't know what you have. So I took some time and really organized all the baits. So these are the baits that I use on a regular basis, so I know when I'm getting low based on the peg hooks, and I can, you know, fill them back up as needed, and it works out great. This pegboard here, I believe, is 4x8, and I got 1x2 boards, both top and bottom, supporting it to the wall. I got this at Lowe's. It's got the white, it's painted white, so it blends in real well, and it's pretty sturdy. I got a lot of, I mean, this pegboard, this rack here has got a bunch of dirty jigs in it. I mean, they weigh a bunch, right? Lined them up, so it's holding pretty good. And so I'm able to just keep everything organized. All my zooms over here, net baits, rage tails, power baits, power worms, reaction elevation, missile baits, Senkos. So, I mean, we got our 6 inches up here. We got our excuse me, I don't know what these are. 7 inches, 8 inches, whatever, the big ones. 6 inches, we got our 5s, our 4s. Everything that I use, some miscellaneous stuff, some terminal tackles down here. So this is great. And I got a little table, a little white table. And then down below it, I was able to get these boxes, which are my extra plastics. Like that one's miscellaneous, that's gonna be my spirit shads. I got worms over there, and then my tubes. So all my extra baits I use on a regular basis are jam-packed in those bins, which are which works out really good to keep things organized, nice and neat. Inside the bins, everything's broken down and put away in nice Ziploc bags. Then I'm also walking on new carpet. So garage is, I believe it's 12 by 20. And so got a roll of cheap indoor outdoor carpet from Lowe's. My mom put it in. It's great. I previously had the same carpet in here, but you know, over the years it got pretty dirty and some stains and stuff like that, dropping some gulp and spike it and dye and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. Plus I did a pretty bad hack job when I first installed the carpet myself. Mom did a really good job at making sure the edges are straight and everything lines up and there's no wrinkles or bumps in this carpet, and I'm excited. What I like about that is it just kind of softens the tone, you know what I mean? Like there'd be a louder echo, it's warmer, it's on my feet, I come out here in my socks barefoot a lot, and so I just like having carpet because I don't use this for a car. I don't think you could fit a freaking Honda Civic in this garage if you wanted to, so it's totally used for my fishing tackle and equipment. So a little bonus here, I decided to add another 4x8, and this one here I hung vertically on this wall, which works out perfect. So I'm going to be able to put all my different Kitech baits. You can see I have some pigs ready to go. I got to replenish for this spring on all the different colors and sizes that I use. And then down below here we have all my Z-Man products, and then my fishing line is down at the bottom. And then just over here on the left I'm going to have a lot of my miscellaneous baits that I'm going to be using as well. Same deal over on this wall. Got another cabinet to put some stuff in. Another cabinet right below it, and then I have the aquarium to test some baits, so I'll be able to hook up some lures here and see how they perform underwater, which is really important. I do a lot of small things to some of my baits, a lot of crank baits, things like that. Jerk baits, I want to make sure they suspend or slowly rise, or whatever the case may be. Different baits that I get, different plastics, I can test them out in the aquarium. It works really good. I encourage you guys, it really is eye-opening when you can see how these baits work underwater. And this is a great little setup, especially if you don't have a lot of room. We do get a little cold, so I invested in a nice little space heater down here. This definitely heats up the garage. I got a little electrical deal here. All my plug-ins, cameras, and everything can get plugged in right there. And then of course where we're going to be filming, I was able to, you know, put up some of the plaques, some of the decorations in the background, and got a couple chairs. We got the light for recording. So this is going to be a neat little setup. I think it's going to be a great backdrop to my videos moving forward. And it really, this garage looks sharp. It's night and day from what it was. And I'm super, super excited to be able to spend a lot of my time out here working. There's the old man.
Hey, we made her.
You built this whole garage, man.
I did not build it. Your mother and I helped you. Yeah, your mother and I built it.
Yeah, pretty much.
We hung the shelves, got the shelves up, we put the pegboard up, mother wallpapered the wall. Turned out very nice.
Yes.
And Travis pretty much stood around and supervised, if it matters.
I was a pretty good supervisor.
And then we also laid carpet.
Yeah, we went through all that while you were sleeping.
Oh, then you don't need me.
No, I'm just saying. Then I started working on another project. We're going to do a video probably later this week about making crankbaits fishable in cold water. How would you make a crankbait fishable in cold water?
Well, I would stay home by the wood burner.
Okay. Well, in this case, we're going to add some belly weights. Make that suspend. Put that on that tank. Does that suspend yet? I was working on that one.
Somewhat.
We got to put a little more weight on. Okay. Now look it. And we're going to do a video on this. See that one hanging up?
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at the paint job on that. You see that?
Very pretty.
That's a weight right there.
Oh.
Put that in the tank. Watch that bad boy suspend.
Very nice.
Uh-huh.
A lot better.
What else we got? We also made plans while you were here to do a trip to Thousand Islands this summer.
Correct.
Which will be fun. You never been up there?
Never yet.
No, but it's all good. You got any final words?
I'd like to say I had a good week here. It was just pretty much work every day, but we got through it.
Yes, a lot of projects for you. And we didn't even get to go fishing.
Not yet, but thanks for the visit.
But you're heading to Florida next.
Yeah, we're gonna take a road trip to Florida.
There you go.
I ain't been there lately.
All right.
Thank you, one and all.
Peace out, Holmes.
I gotcha.
Peace out, Holmes.
Peace out, Holmes. Hoo. Bass Crush, who, or whatever it is.
SmallmouthCrush.
SmallmouthCrush.
Alright.
Alright, let's go to work.
See you on the water.
See you in the water.
Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the quick video of my fishing room. Hopefully you can utilize some of these tips for your room. I'd love to hear what your fishing room is like, whether it be a garage or a shed. I know, someday I'm going to have the mega room, right? But for now, this is what we have to work with, and I think it worked out great. Thanks to my parents for helping me put this together. It was about a two-day project, except for the paint job, which took me a little longer. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Leave any likes below, comments, and as always, until next time, we'll see you guys on the water.